Hi there. Today I wanted to try a project, which is the reason I bought my new Bambu Labs H2D printer for. I wanted to try a multi-material print, not just multicolor. I thought a cup holder with some TPU feet on it would be the easiest thing to start with. So I jumped into Fusion 360 and I started some basic modeling. I started with a circle to make the disc for the coaster, and then I created these little feet that I embedded inside the coaster. None of this is super complex. It's pretty easy. Could probably even be done in a Tinkercad type software. And then once I had all the parts created together, I created a Boolean mesh that used the small foot to cut out the shape from the round disc. And then once I had that, I did a pattern for both the foot itself and the hole that I had cut with the Boolean process. After I saved the file and exported it, I opened up my Bambu Studio and started a new project. Then you have to go ahead and import the saved file. And here you change some of the settings a little bit. It came in as a default in a pink PLA, so I changed the filament to black as the base. And then one of the things that I just came to realize, even though I've been doing this for several years, is there's two different ways to split this. You can split it into parts, or you can split it into objects. If you split it into parts, it leaves everything in the same position that it's in, and I was able to easily change the filament of just the parts. If you split it into objects, it puts everything flat on the bed and it doesn't keep the orientation. This has made a big difference for me in going in and trying to paint different materials instead of just selecting parts that I wanted to be different materials. So you can see that the black is actually the TPU in there. You can see the shape that it's going to be. And here I was just looking at some different settings and other things because, again, this was the first time that I had tried to do a true multi-material print. Once I had all four of the feet with the appropriate filament, you can see they all changed colors right there. I went ahead and sliced the plate and made sure that my filaments were in the correct location. You can see there is a white PETG and a black PETG because the intent is for me to UV print on this. And I like the white background on the face of the coaster because it requires less ink from my UV printer. All right, I love my H2D, and this is the reason I bought it for. You can see that's the white layer first, and then here, what it's actually doing, even though it's multi-material, is it appears that all of the infill is being treated as one piece instead of multiple pieces. There's a quick little time lapse with the default camera, which is not ideal, but it works. I popped on over into the eufyMake studio and found some artwork that seemed appropriate for a coaster and went ahead and prepared my artwork just a little bit. Once the snapshot of the coaster in place appeared, I went ahead and did the final size and adjusting of the artwork to fit over the white area, and then we went ahead and print. Now, if it's your first print of the day or you haven't done a print in a while, you might have to inject some ink or do some other maintenance processes. But once you get through those, you go ahead and send the file to the device, and then we just wait for the magic to happen. And that's how you go from idea to product. It's not super complicated, but I think it turned out pretty good, and it will work for what I need it for. It was interesting to try the multi-material, and I'm definitely going to try some more in the future.